There's a third shooting victim, a female, that is down on the sidewalk approximately 20 feet from where I am. They're loading her on a stretcher now. No movement from the victim. I can tell it is a female. And bear with me, they're bringing her right out by me now as we speak. So I can confirm that we have 3 people down.
3 shooters on scene. Yeah.
Female just been wheeled by me on a stretcher. She has on red shirt and shorts. Black female being wheeled on a stretcher now. The female, they're pushing up toward the street on the ambulance. The male, they're just picking him up now and loading him on the stretcher.
Mark.
Mark, your last name?
Zaragoza.
Spell your last name, Mark.
Zaragoza.
Mark, tell me what you saw. You were right here.
Well, what I saw, I actually came out of class and I noticed that there were 2 victims down. So being the in the medical profession and being an EMT student, I offered my assistance. Lo and behold, come to find out that one of the victims that I was helping was actually the shooter.
run through that again. Now, you found out.
I came out of class for my EMT class, and I found 2 downed victims. Being a medical student and an EMT student, I lended to offer assistance. As I was offering assistance, I found out that one of the victims I was offering assistance to happened to be the shooter.
Was that the male laying here?
That was the black gentleman.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. What was his condition? Could you tell?
It looked like he had he definitely had an entry wound, kind of in the upper thigh region, kind of just below the buttocks, but there was no exit wound.
What were some of the things running through your mind?
Some of the things that were running through my mind, the first thing that came to my mind was, of course, the Colorado thing. And first thing I thought was, you never really know the reality of it until you're faced with it yourself. And I was scared, but I felt like that I needed to maintain my composure and do whatever I could to help whoever the victims were, whoever they may be. And that's what I did.
Juanita Wise.
And Miss Wise, tell me what you saw.
Well, at first we saw all the students. They were starting to run, and we just heard 10 gunshots. I just wanted to count them. And I didn't run off in the other direction. I decided to go back and help. A man was on the floor lying and bleeding, and I decided to help him, and we helped him stitch him up. We also saw 2 other people, the victim. The shooter, he was actually shot, and he was down here with the police, of course, and then another man. I believe he is dead. I am not sure. They said that he wasn't really reacting when they tried to tend to him. So we saw that all these people are bleeding, and then everybody just runs out. And then, of course, the police, the ambulances, everybody else started coming over here, and everyone just really scared.
How many people were shot?
3.
Was the shooter shot?
Yes, he was shot in the buttocks.
Was he in a fight with somebody else?
I heard 2 other people discussing that he was really angry and he was cussing and he was just talking about it, but no one thought anything big of it, so no one really said anything. I'm sorry? Yes.
Yes. That's why we need everybody to get back away from the scene. He's doing a lot of people that were wounded.
It was the shooter and 2 victims.
Like I said, I'll get you somebody over there.
The shooter and one of the victims are a student, and another one, I believe, was a teacher.
Yes. We just hurry and make it quick.
Okay. And what was sort of running through your mind?
I was scared. I was worried who was hurt. I just saw one of the men laying on the floor, and his leg is completely covered in blood, and I got scared.
Now that was the inside?
Yes.
Where did the shooting take place?
The shooting took place in the academic building, in one of the student buildings in the school.
You still have one on the ground?
I can't hear you.
You still have one on the ground?
We think.
Hey, Bill. All right,
Sure, my name is Leslie Stevens.
Let's say you were a student at the school.
Yes, sir.
Tell me what you saw.
Approaching the Winship building after parking, I saw a gentleman by the bus stop area who had a really mean look on his face, like he wasn't having a good day. My friend and I noticed the gentleman and kind of made a comment about him and kept walking. And after we took a couple more steps, kids started running. We heard gunfire. People were pushing into buildings. As soon as we got into the main building, into the student services building, gates were closed. They had chain link gates closed on everybody and told everybody not to move, to get away from the windows, that there was something serious going on. So we took their advice and we stayed inside. And we were kind of peeking out the windows to see what was going on, and kids were chattering, saying that there was a shooting, that at least 2 or 3 people were shot, which is what we heard at first. So we just did what the staff told us to do with directions-wise and kept inside the building until they released us. And finally, when they released us, we ran outside the front. I was parked in the back, so I had to run towards the back to try to find my car. And here we are now. We're still stuck out here, and they're not allowing us to go back or even towards the parking area. But apparently, this was a disagreement between 2 gentlemen, and it's just unfortunate that we had to experience this.
How many gunshots did you hear?
I heard 2 before all the ruckus started. Pow, pow, like in a row. And kids were running. I thought kids were running at first, pushing and screaming at first for some kind of class assignment. Then the gunfire happened, and we were pushing even more then into buildings. So I knew something serious was going on as soon as I heard people saying there was a shooting. Oh, so scary.
How does that make you feel? We see it all over the other parts of the country, but boy, when it happens right here.
I would have never imagined. I would have never imagined on this day, at this time, something so crazy to happen. You know, and I thought our school was pretty secure. I felt like we had good security. You know, our police officers were out there. I saw them all while I was walking through the courtyard. Felt secure. But then for something like this so tragic to happen is just outrageously crazy. In our area, with an elementary school right down the street, you know, this is serious.
If we needed to get back in contact with you, is there